Good evening, everybody. This is Tonetta Clay, your relationship coach here at Speak Your Truth. And I wanted to come on tonight just to do a short video talking about fighting fair, the ground rules in relationships, especially when you're talking about hard topics and communicating and things like that. Some of these you all, of course, may already know. Of course, I'm sure you probably have heard of all of them. And I'll do, this is just the first tip, actually. Don't sweep things under the carpet. I have about 9 more tips after that, actually. So I'll do a video every day to, of course, go over one of these tips. Like I said, right now, this is the first one. And this one's talking about don't sweep things up under the carpet. Because I know sometimes when we're, of course, having communication with our partner, that we, of course, have a tendency to walk on eggshells, to not want to say exactly what's on our mind, and all those kind of things. And I'm here to say for myself, and I guess to you all, I guess for others as well, to not, of course, hold things back. If your partner, of course, if you're in this together, or you, of course, you have to communicate with your partner, there should be no reason why you couldn't, of course, approach your partner with a hard conversation or conversation or issue that you want to discuss, as long as you're doing it respectfully, you're not blaming and those kind of things. But like I said, definitely don't sweep things up under the carpet. A lot of times we tend to do that, and that creates, of course, a lot of resentment, a lot of anger, a lot of undue stress, I guess I put it that way as well. And then it creates an environment when you do argue or when you do talk about things, you all start to argue, bickering back and forth, hollering back and forth, yelling back and forth, and that's healthy for nobody. The main thing is not to, of course, keep things down low, keep things hidden. Make sure that you're expressing yourself. I'm reading the book to the group, I guess to my group, to my community, Speak Your Truth community, called Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus by Dr. John Gray. And I actually finished the book up tomorrow. That's the last chapter I'll be reading. But in that book, we've talked about all these 12 chapters. I'm sure 13 is going to be the same way as well. But it's talked about, of course, how men and women have differences in their communication and how they understand each other. And what I've gotten from this entire book, to me, I guess from what I've seen as well, from what I've studied and what I've, of course, experienced and worked through with clients and stuff like that, it always boils down to that we're not speaking and saying what we truly feel. Of course, you don't have to be disrespectful and you do this and you all these kind of things. You just want to speak from the heart and speak about how you're feeling about things. It's not, well, I'll get into other things later on, but just like I said, speaking from the heart and, of course, telling your partner how you feel about things in a respectful way. We can always do that. Like I said, we definitely don't want to keep going on for months and days and years in your relationship when you haven't even discussed the heavy topics, and you're keeping things light. You're trying to avoid the situations, trying to avoid these conversations for whatever reason. It's not going to make your relationship any better just because you're avoiding these conversations and these issues. We all, I'm sure somewhere, I guess, in our psyche know that, I guess, on a certain level. But we definitely have to understand that not discussing all the hard topics and all those kind of things is only going to make matters worse when it comes time for some other kind of conversation that flies off the handle and you all are getting upset, those kind of things. So just keep that in mind. You do not want to keep sweeping things up under the rug. It's not good for you and it's not good for your partner. If something is definitely going on and something is going on that's, of course, bothering you, and you're just like, I want to talk about sex right now, just like, because I actually read something that was several years ago about women, how, of course, sometimes they fake, well, I guess we fake orgasms and our partners thinking they're, of course, pleasing us and doing all these things. Those are things you don't want to keep going and keep sweeping up on the rug either. You don't want your partner to think that you're, of course, are having good orgasms and all this kind of things, but you're lying, of course, and making it seem that way, and your partner thinks nothing's wrong, but you're, of course, unhappy and frustrated and all these things. That's the same exact thing. It's faking the orgasm to me. It's the same exact thing as not actually speaking your truth and telling your partner what's going on. Your partner will never know what's going on if you don't tell them. How are they going to know? Just the same thing is about faking the orgasm. If you're faking them all the time, you're teaching your partner exactly what you don't like. The same thing with your communication. You're teaching your partner exactly what you don't want, I guess, to happen in your relationship. If you want open communication, if you want to have a relationship where you can talk to your partner about anything and openly and everybody's listening and that kind of thing, you have to speak up and you have to say something. You just can't hold it up under your breath and expect for things to change. Nothing is going to change because you haven't said anything about any kind of change or any kind of situation, anything that's going on. How do you expect things are going to change if you're not even talking about it? You have to talk about those things in order for them to change at some point. Like I said, you definitely don't want to keep sweeping things up under the rug. So I want to come to you all this evening with this particular video. Like I said, this is tip number 1. I'm doing I guess it's a 9 series video series for like the next 9 days, just going over some of the fighting fair ground rules. I know I posted about ground rules and about fighting fair and of course boundaries and all those kind of things. But I had to take it up on myself to, of course, as a coach, to of course make sure that I'm of course teaching you all these ground rules and what they are and how to implement them into your relationship. And like I said, this one is definitely number one, and it's about not sweeping things up under the rug, and it's definitely about talking to your partner about the things that are bothering you. Like I said before, using the example of the orgasm, if you don't want if you're not being satisfied in bed, you're actually not getting the orgasm, and you just, oh honey, oh I feel so good, and this and that. Like I said, you're teaching your partner the wrong things to do. You want to make sure that if you all are of course in this together, that you're of course teaching your partners the right things to do, the right things that's of course satisfying you, especially when it comes to the orgasm. I guess I put it that way. Like I said, I'm relating that to the communication, because for some that's easier to understand. I guess I put it that way. The same thing when it comes to our communication. If you're not saying anything in the relationship and you're unhappy, your needs aren't being met, who's going to know if you don't say anything? That's the same thing with the orgasm. If you're not being satisfied, you have to tell your partner what's going on. And like I said, that's the basis for this video. I'll put it that way. So like I said, definitely thank you all for tuning in for my video number one. It's about don't sweep things up under the carpet. In this fighting fair ground rules, I guess you can call it a series. So I just want to say thank you all for tuning in, because I see some people hopping in, hopping off. I don't know who it is because it's not coming up, but that's okay. I just want to make sure that this video is available for those who are out there who may have issues, of course, setting ground rules in their own relationship. I know I'm not exempt from that. I've had that in the past as well. Now I know how to, of course, get things set, and it may not be all handy dandy and perfect. Nobody's perfect, but like I said, definitely if you're working on these things and working on, of course, easing your easing your partner into the conversation about a hard topic, and you, of course, telling your partner exactly what you need, whatever the case may be, then of course you all can, of course, move forward in a better light in improving your communication. So definitely keep that in mind. And I want to say thank you all again for tuning in. I do want to say that I hopefully some of you all saw my post the other day about my couples date night coupon book and Dates to Sex bundle. That's $50. I did put that up for sale. That was a few days ago, actually. So I want to say, hopefully you all can look at the post, take a look at it. And of course, this entire couples coupon book to me came out of all the things that I, of course, went through in my relationships as well, as far as not having those date nights or having the date nights sporadically. And it's really something that my partner wanted to do, nothing that I wanted to do, or nothing that was, of course, bringing intimacy or romance into the relationship. So I created it's 13 pre-made couples coupons, and they range from, of course, like a simple picnic in the house, date night, that type of thing, until, of course, like in the bedroom, as far as having a pillow fight, those kind of things as well, or of course to the sex as well. That's why part of it's called Dates to Sex. Of course, we all know that, of course, if you're having those regular date nights and that are bringing intimacy and romance and, of course, some sexual needs, I guess, of course, are being fulfilled in the process, that's going to, of course, over time happen. I know a lot of times we think that date nights are a necessity, are an option, but they're definitely a necessity. And like I said, that's what this entire bundle was about. It's from dates to sex. Like I said, definitely from the date nights to the sex. Making sure that you all, of course, because I do provide 7 tips on how to make your date nights a success. So I want to make sure that I provided something like that to you all. I know we always talk about, like I said, we don't have sex enough, or whoever doesn't have sex enough, or there are some relationships that are, of course, sexless, meaning that you have 10 or more sex escapades, I guess, per year. I put it that way. And like I said, we definitely have to get out of that mode. If you all are committed, you all are married to each other, that kind of thing as well, and you all, of course, not having the sex and not connecting, is mainly about the connection. I know I'm saying sex, but of course the sex will also bring the connection as well. I just want to make sure that we're, of course, out there doing those things, that we're, of course, happy in our relationship and not unhappy, and not, of course, having these date nights and going out and having fun. They don't have to be expensive at all, and that's something I talk about in this bundle series as well. Series as well. So definitely make sure that you all, of course, check it out. It is, I will repost it again tomorrow, actually, as well, so that you all can see it, that kind of thing, know what I'm talking about, and actually pin it to the top of the page. So I definitely want to say thank you for those who, of course, go ahead and purchase and that kind of thing in advance. And I want to say again, It's called Couples Date Night Coupon Book and Dates to Sex Bundle. And like I said, that is $50. It is on sale right now. Of course, my business, of course, that's Speak Your Truth. And like I said, definitely take it and enjoy, y'all. Let me know how things are going with that. So I want to say again, since I'm ending this video, I want to say this video here was talking about communication tips to travel with your partner, and this was talking about fighting fair the ground rules, actually, about don't sweep things under the carpet. So I want to say again, thank you all for tuning in, and I hope that somebody hears something that I said in this video that they can, of course, take back to their partner, take back to their living room to, of course, discuss with their partner and start opening up. So please definitely take that into consideration the next time you, of course, want to talk to your partner. You all are having some issues, bickering back and forth, that kind of thing. Just keep in mind, and maybe from some of the issues that you all have covered up and not even talked about. So we definitely have to start doing that, y'all. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and get off here. It's Tonetta Clay again, your coach at Speak Your Truth. And I want to say have a good night, y'all. Take care. Bye-bye.